everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's so great to see you guys again. Make sure if you haven't done so already, give me a little subscribe, give me a little like, and follow me on social media. I appreciate all you guys for doing so, and let's get right into the video here today. This vinyl room of mine is a complete mess. I have to clean it up, but I made a promise to myself that I wouldn't file away any new records until I showed them to you guys, the audience. So I got the pile here of stuff I've acquired in the past couple weeks since my last Vinyl Finds video. So there's been a record show since then. Lots of garage sailing, Facebook Marketplace meetups, all that kind of stuff. Antique stores, you name it. So I got a few things to show here. Pretty cool. So the first one I'm going to start with is got this at a garage sale yesterday. And you know, it's one of those scenarios where you kind of have to be quick on your feet, and sometimes you have to just take a chance. And maybe I spent a little more than I wanted to, just because I didn't really look too good at the records, and I really rolled the dice yesterday, and ended up being okay though, and I'll explain why. So, had to quickly go to this garage sale. I was running late, so it was some of my fault, but then, you know, the person only had a few minutes before they had to run out, so we kind of caught each other, but I only had a few minutes. So going through a lot of the records in a garage, you know, little bit of damage on the records, little moldy, musty, that kind of thing, you know, kind of freaks me out a little, but decided to, you know, when I saw this, I just, you know, I had to grab it. I haven't really seen this many times out, you know, in the wild, is Bob Marley and the Wailers' Natty Dread album on Island Records. And even though the record itself looked to be, you know, just dirty, not scratched, but, you know, very dirty from years of just being in a garage or basement, I took a chance on it, and the cover's still pretty good. I mean, there's a little bit of, you know, wear and tear there, but still looks, you know, still pretty good there. So I took a chance on it. I bundled a bunch of records. I don't really know what I paid for it exactly, but I think I did good on it. But I might have overpaid because of the fact that I was like, oh my God, look at this Bob Marley record. It's in great condition. It's in very good condition. Man, on Island Records, original pressing of this album, this is fantastic. Well, here's a little homework for you guys when you're doing your vinyl record hunting out in the wild there. Can anyone tell me why I made a mistake? So this record came out in like 1974. Obviously, if it's an original pressing in 1974, there would not have been a barcode on the vinyl. So this is obviously a early 80s repressing of the album. But I got to understand, you know, that's okay, because it's still 40 years old. This record is 40, this pressing's 40 years old of a 50-year-old record. So, I mean, come on. And sure enough, got it home, really, really cleaned it 2-3 multiple times to get everything, the soot off of it. And, man, when I played it last night, Bob Marley's voice, I heard every nuance, every breath, every instant, everything in his voice I heard through, you know, the speaker. So, man, was it a great find. It's a great album. Wasn't the only song I really knew on here was No Woman, No Cry. The rest of the songs were new to me. And man, was it really good. I highly recommend it. Glad I saw it. Glad I picked it up. And if I overpaid a little, hey, so be it. I'll make, you know, we make up for it in the end, right? Same garage sale. Got another Bob Marley, the Legend album, which I've had before in the past, and you know, these garage sale finds got a little writing there, but I cleaned it up. I've cleaned up the jacket and cleaned up the album as well, and everything's good. Sounds good, and glad to have it back in the collection. And you know, it's just one. This is the one I feel, if you're a record collector, you should probably have this just to have it. You know what I mean? I think I have it on CD as well. Steely Dan, I saw this at the garage sale as well, the Royal Scam. Now, I do have this on vinyl already, but the difference being, and this shows you, you know, you got to just take a second, slow down, look at these things, is that this Steely Dan Royal Scam is an original pressing on the ABC Records label. The one that I have is a repress, an 80s repress on MCA Records. And I was never. It's a Steely Dan record in my collection that always sounded a little off, sounded a little, just didn't sound as good as audiophile quality as all my other Steely Dan records that are on ABC. And sure enough, got this home, cleaned it up, listened to it last night, and man, it sounds phenomenal. And I'm so glad that I was able to find it for a good price and have a really good sounding version of that album. It has great songs on it. The Fez, listen to that song. It's awesome. I got this at the record store a couple weeks ago. Needed a new copy of Exile on Main Street. Didn't want to pay like 50, 55 bucks for a reissue, like new one. I was lucky to find this. Really good shape. I think this is a second pressing, but actually I think still in the same actual year of 72 that it was released, but this is a second pressing that is not, it has a different jacket, so it's just a regular gatefold jacket on it. But clean vinyl, sounds fantastic, very clean, it's got the inserts, missing the fun stuff. I think it came with like postcards and stuff like that. It's missing that, but that's okay. Next one here is funny because I keep getting this thing on my Facebook feed of, I guess because I collect vinyl, you know what I mean, and audiophile stuff. So I keep getting this advertisement in my Facebook feed for a reissue that's coming out, I believe, in October of this Frank Sinatra album, L.A. is My Lady. And there's a whole documentary, if you look on YouTube, I can't remember the name, but just look up the name of the album. But what caught my eye and my attention about it was it's Frank Sinatra's final studio album. Okay, he did a duets thing, but as Frank Sinatra himself, this is his final studio album, released in 1984, and it says here with Quincy Jones, and so that got me thinking. Quincy Jones, hot off Michael Jackson's Thriller. He's going to work with Frank Sinatra, legend artist, right? So I'm like, okay, I'm interested. And sure enough, doing more research on the album, I found there's just amazing, amazing players on this album. Bob James is on here. George Benson's on here. Lionel Hampton is on here. The Brecker brothers on the horns are on here. I mean, it's crazy. And to hear Frank Sinatra voice an orchestra with the technology of the 80s really is audiophile quality. And, I mean, man, the instrumentation and playing on here is so cool. So maybe I will get the reissue when it comes out, but I knew that I could get this, for a good price at my local record store. I got it for $4. Took a chance on it, got it home, cleaned it up, listened to it, and I really, really liked it, actually. There's some really good stuff on here. He does a version of Mac the Knife. He does Stormy Weather's really good, Until the Real Thing Comes Along. The title track, L.A. is My Lady, is interesting because it has a real modern Quincy Jones take on it, which is not usual for Frank Sinatra. There's some drum machine in there. There's some synthesizer on it. Bob James on it. So pretty weird but cool. So got me into a big Frank Sinatra kick. So I'll show you some new when you see the other new stuff I got. I got sucked in, I guess. Put a video. If you haven't seen it, check out my live section of this channel. I went to the Clawson, Michigan record show this past weekend and got just a few things I picked up. This one was in sort of like one of these dollar bins there. Never had this album, knew about it, wasn't too familiar with it. I knew it was one of those like top guitar god, legendary guitar player albums that you must own, everyone tells you. Is Robin Trower, Bridge of Sighs, and people are right. I put it on, and man, I was blown away. The first two songs, Day of the Eagle and Bridge of Sighs, were just awesome. Really gives you that Jimi Hendrix vibe. I mean, it's just the guitar playing is awesome, and the singer on here, who I never heard, James Dewar, has a great voice. It sounds just like Paul Rogers, pretty much. So this is a great album, and I got it for like $2. Original pressing, $2, clean it up, sounds fantastic. So, it'd be stupid not to buy that. Again, like I mentioned, being on the Frank Sinatra kick, saw this there. Another one, it was in with the same seller. I got this again for a couple bucks. Actually, no, no, no. I'm wrong. I am wrong. Hold on. Here's the one I got. The one I got, the $2 one I got, is this one, Frank Sinatra, No One Cares. This is a capital. This is a reissue. It's not original press. It only cost me a couple bucks, but it's in really, really super good shape. And I had this album before, and I just thought, hey, for a couple bucks, I'll pick it up again. Love the album cover. The album cover is so cool. And this is really like a melancholy, sort of depressing sort of album. Songs like I'll Never Smile Again, None But the Lonely Heart, When No One Cares. I mean, woo! So this is, if you're feeling low, this will get you feeling lower, that's for sure. And then again at the record show in Clawson, got this one back, sold it a while back, and I regretted it every single day. Man, was I bummed that I got rid of it, but I got it back and better than ever, mint condition. This album called Blue Murder, and I think I've talked about it on this channel before. Blue Murder is a band that features John Sykes on vocals and guitar. Now, John Sykes was really the driving force and co-writer with David Coverdale in Whitesnake on that huge 1987 album that has Here I Go Again, Still the Night, Is This Love. The co-writer on those songs is John Sykes, and the lead guitar player and riffs on all that is John Sykes. Left Whitesnake right after the making of the album. A couple years later, signs with the same label, comes out with this album, Blue Murder. It's just fantastic. If you like that, this heavy 80s metal stuff, this is just unbelievable. His voice is great. Carmine Appice on drums, legendary drummer. Tony Franklin on bass, plays fretless bass on the whole album. Just unbelievable. Produced by Bob Rock of Metallica, Bon Jovi fame, Motley Crue fame. Engineered by Mike Frazier. So if I see those two names, if I see produced by Bob Rock and engineered by Mike Frazier, I'm just buying it because they're legends in the game. And so glad to have this. If you haven't checked it out yet, look up Blue Murder on YouTube. And the final one I got at the record show in Clawson. Needed this back in the fold. Great price, so I had to pick it up. Black Sabbath Dehumanizer, the 2 LP deluxe edition. This album came out in 1992. Features the classic Mob Rules lineup. Ronnie James Dio on vocals. Vinny Appice on drums. And just a heavy, heavy record. And the production is just real, just scary good. And you can tell Geezer Butler on bass being back in the fold. Not only his bass playing, but his riffs are on there, and maybe some of his lyrical ideas on here. I think the album title was his idea. So, man, just an awesome, heavy, heavy album. Black Sabbath Dehumanizer. If you never checked that out, if you're a Ronnie James Dio fan, it's a must-have. Okay, so now back to this Frank Sinatra one. Come Fly With Me. This is another garage sale I went to. A dealer that I know was having a sale. And picked this up for I don't know, maybe $5, still in the shrink. Again, a repressing of the original album. It's not an original, but for a few bucks. I don't know, maybe this probably came out in the 70s, I believe. The reissue. But Come Fly With Me, totally different style album than the No One Cares album. This has kind of like the Travelers album. So Come Fly With Me, Around the World, Isle of Capri, Moonlight in Vermont, Autumn in New York, London by Night, April in Paris. So sort of like a World Traveler's Guide from Frank Sinatra there. And just, I don't know. I've been really liking to hear it on vinyl because the voice, those old microphones that they used back in the day in the 50s on these albums, the voice is just right in your face. I mean, you feel like he's in the room sitting in a chair singing to you. So, very Same sale. Got this. Been looking for this one, but always was holding out for one in the shrink wrap. Was Journey Departure, 1980. Last album that featured Greg Rowley with the band. The next album would be Escape, which they brought in Jonathan Cain on that one. So this one has Any Way You Want It, which might be my favorite Journey song, but so many great songs on here. Walks Like a Lady, Where Were You, Line of Fire, Departure, Stay a While. Awesome, awesome album. Just glad to have this one back in good shape. This one's really cool. Pick this one up. Oh, you can see the price on there. Motley Crue, Shout at the Devil, original pressing in the shrink wrap. But what you can see here, it says fan club insert included. Even more of a bonus. And sure enough, when you look on the back there, how cool is that? The little fan club merchandise thing there. And you can get headbands, armbands, wallets, a sleeveless t-shirt, baseball jersey, pins, gloves, painter's cap. It's all there. Motley Crue, Shout at the Devil. So glad to have this one again back in the fold. Great songs on here. Looks That Kill, Too Young to Fall in Love. Might be my favorite of all the Motley Crue albums, I believe. Same sale. Found Sex Pistols' first album. Glad to have this one back in the fold. Not an original. I believe this is an 80s repressing of the album. But like I said again, I have to just sort of, when I find something like this, they don't come, even a repress like this doesn't come by, every day. So for a good price, I'll pick it up. And like I said, there's the barcode there. So that's how you know it's from the 80s. But yeah, I mean, like I said, even being an early 80s, mid 80s press, it's still 35 some years old. So, I mean, to find this in great shape and, no scuffing, no nothing on the album, it's pristine, is one I would pick up. Like I said, it would be stupid of me not to pick that up. Another one from that sale, Bad Company, Straight Shooter. This is their second album. And I love this album. Glad I picked it up for a few bucks, and it was in good, fairly good shape. Plays well, but I really, really love the songs "Weep No More" and "Shooting Star." Man, back-to-back songs are so good. I can listen to that all day long. Love this album, Straight Shooter. Paul Rodgers on vocals, can't go wrong. Rounding out my Rush collection, was able to find Farewell to Kings. This is an original pressing. And found it for a good price. Was kind of holding out. I haven't bought it because I was wanting to get the reissue one, the 180 gram, reissue. But, this would have been like $10 to $15 cheaper than that. So, and it was in great shape. So, this rounds out my. I think this gets me up to speed with Rush albums up to a Show of Hands from 1989. So, slowly but surely getting the Rush stuff back together. And awesome songs on here. Xanadu is just so cool. Closer to the Heart, big song from them. Got this at a bookstore the other day. They're not known for selling records, but I was doing a little deep dive into some just really not stuff that I'm into at all, but you got to look because you never know when something's going to pop up, and something did. Original pressing of Alice Cooper's $1 Billion Babies. Again, I've been holding out for the reissue one, but $50 some for it. I don't listen to it that much to pay that kind of money for it. So I got this for $5. And why I like this for $5, it plays great. I clean it up. It's fantastic. The cover, the jacket is unbelievable, pristine. It's got everything in it that the original album came with. It comes with a big, huge dollar bill on the inside. And it comes with these trading cards that are still connected inside. So awesome to find this, and happy to get that. Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong. Another one here in the shrink that I've had. A few copies in the past, and get it back again when you see it for a good price. If it's $5, I'm going to buy it. Born in the USA, Bruce Springsteen. Put it in my Ultimate 80s section in my vinyl collection. mint copy in the shrink wrap. Got the hype sticker. Boom. Love it. Got to have that in the collection. Why not? Good songs on there. Iconic, right? And the last one here, same garage sale from a dealer I know. $15. Def Leppard High and Dry. This is not original pressing. It does have the shrink wrap still on it. And how I know it is not the original pressing is that it says there's a remix version of Bringing on the Heartbreak here. It says remix February 1984 by Robert John Mutt Lang, who I believe was... Oh yeah, he was in on the original recording of the album, but I think when Phil Collen came into the band on guitar, they remixed the song with his playing on it, I believe, and it sounds quite different. And I like that, so that's cool to have this version. So it's got two versions, the original version of the song and the remix, both on here. But great songs on here, High and Dry. Switch 625 is such a great song. If you've never heard that, go check it out. Me and My Wine, great song. Love early Def Leppard, so good. So that does it, man. All right, now I can put all those records away, get this room cleaned up, and once I edit this and put it up, I'm going to go search for more records, of course. What else would I be doing? So make sure, like I said, like, subscribe. I appreciate it so much. You guys have been hitting home runs for me out there. I appreciate it so much. All the views and the comments. I love seeing your comments, so keep those coming. And I'll see you guys soon on the next video. See ya.